Good afternoon. Welcome to another adventure with John. This afternoon we're going to do something that even I haven't done before, and if I have, it's been a long time ago. We're going to take a walk on the Phelps Park trail that's clear up above the Upper Iowa River, and it starts right here at Phelps Park. That's Kim. She's going to be going with us, and a beautiful fountain right in Phelps Park. This is a really well-used park. There's a lot of fun things for kids to do here, and they've got some new rides and things that they've put in. But we're going to start here. We'll just walk right across the street here, and I'll show you a nice view looking out over the Oneota Valley. That's the Upper Iowa River down there below us. And as you can see here, they've got a nice community garden plot there that Kim and I are going to explore later. But you can see that we're a long ways. You can just see the water through the trees here. We're a long ways above the river valley floor. This is that warm granite that we've talked about that they use. The WPA built all this. It's been improved and worked on many times since then. They took the limestone and stacked it here at an angle. This has held up for decades, and this was all built by the WPA a long time ago. Here we are again, looking way out down over the river. As you can see, the Upper Iowa River. Beautiful little gazebo here. And you see what a spectacular view. We're looking into the sun a little bit here. I hope you can see how beautiful that is. Trees are very close, but if you look down, you'll see that, boy, it just goes straight down from here. So we're just going to take off on this trail. It goes through this nice little arbor. Very nice. Also got that same construction with the stacked limestone. And as you can see, they've done a lot of improvements. It looks like they've replaced the guardrail here with some weatherproof boarding here to protect people, because as you can see, when you get close to the edge, it's a long way down and there's not much to stop you. So it says Trout Run Trail 1 mile. So this is just a little section of trail that eventually runs into the Trout Run Trail, that new trail they built that completely encircles Decorah. And like I said, if I've been on this trail, it's been probably back when I was in college, because I really don't remember it. And it's just a beautiful trail. Now we're going to see a sign up here. You're wondering why I'm not riding my bike. They don't allow bicycles on this particular trail. I think it's just a safety factor, because as you'll see when we get up here a little ways, there are many places here where if you lost control of your bike, you wouldn't just fall in the river, you'd fall 150 feet before you hit the river, and that would not be good. It's about a little before 5 in the afternoon, so we've got real good light. There you see the sign that says no bikes. Yeah, perfect time of day for this. Nice weather. A little warm when you're moving like we are now, but very pleasant. As you can see, it's a very well used trail. I mean, it's a lot of people walk on this trail. The rocks are just polished from all the footwear. Yeah, these are some of the views we're looking at as you look down through these ravines, dropping off down towards the Upper Iowa River. And you know, the river trail that we've gone on many of our vacation trips to Decorah, that's down below us here. It's between us and the river, so we're way up on the ridge. Here's a place where the water runs through here, and you can see it really drops away. And this is almost like a little magical castle up here where the steps come down. Now there are homes just to the left here. As you can see, there are the back of some houses up here, and they have their own set of steps that come down here to the trail. But here's some more of that fancy rock work. Yeah, look at it out over the little bridge going across that deep ravine. Yeah, this is a lot of hard manual labor went into building these. Yeah, it is. These are not real handy steps there. They make your knees work. So when we look up, you see we're very close to the top of the ridge here. In fact, if I move back a little, you can see that square hole. That's where the water would come through and wash right down underneath this bridge. Pretty big little drop off here down to the floor of this washout, and that just goes all the way down. And then when we get back here, we look back and we see this magical little stairway going up here with all that rock, and look at the foundation that they had to build first, and that is really spectacular. Very, very cool. And I love these little posts that they've built along here with the rocks piled on top and the little guardrails. As we get out here a little farther away from the beginning of the trail, all these guardrails and precautions disappear, and it just gets to be like right here, standing out on this big flat rock, just a big fall down to the bottom. Long ways down. Try not to drop the camera. Again, some pretty steep steps going up that work the legs. And here's another reason a bicycle wouldn't work very good here. You'd be carrying it up and down all these stairs. Now we're starting to get into the part that I don't really have a problem with heights, but I have a lot of respect for heights. And we're getting up into a section here that not a lot of protection. It just falls away to the right here. In some places it looks like you wouldn't stop rolling until you hit the river. A lot of that limestone that we see all around Decorah. And here we go. If we just look over the side here as we're moving, you can see no guardrails, nothing to keep you from just crashing and rolling and banging and turning all the way down that trail. Another bridge coming up, and you can see up ahead there the back of a house again. What'd you call that, Kim? Arts and crafts? Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful little ravine here. Another little bridge. This one, if we look down here, you can actually see the Trout Run Trail right down there. That's a nice paved little trail that we've been on many times on our trips. This is just like a little fairy tale land up here. This is just beautiful. Complete canopy here overhead. Right in here it's very wide and feels very safe. A little more of a gradual drop off. I can imagine by the way this path is worn that there are a lot of people that use this as a little daily exercise route. They say it's about a mile, so if you went out and back 2 miles, this would be a pretty spectacular way to get a little exercise. I guess we're expecting maybe a little rain tonight, so Kim thought it'd be a good idea for us to get out here and shoot this, because this would probably be pretty greasy and muddy if you had fresh rain on it. Again, kind of opens up here a little bit, and you can see all the way across. That big tower sticking up there is actually one of the dorms over at Luther.
Main.
Oh, is that Maine? Sure, okay. That's the main administration building of Luther.
Kids down here in paddle boats and inflatable.
Oh yeah, you see that bright yellow boat there going by. The Upper Iowa is known for canoeing and tubing, kayaking. Again here, you know, if you just slipped a little bit, you might be able to stop yourself on that slope, but it would be, you'd get your clothes torn up a little bit.
I'd finish the film.
Kim said she'll finish filming if that happens. Good to have a backup cameraman. Yep, kind of opens up above us here too a little bit. But you can see a lot of limestone and gravel that's washed down the hill and kind of settled on the trail, which makes it pretty firm footing. You don't really feel like you're in danger of slipping and falling. But you can see a lot of these places, the rocks on the trail have been walked on so much that they're very slick and polished and would be downright treacherous. Oh, there's a cardinal just flew in here.
Beginning of the trail's right down there.
Okay, so yeah, we're getting very close to the beginning of the river trail down below us here. I'm not sure how far into our 1 mile we are here, but we're making great headway. Isn't this beautiful looking ahead, seeing that trail wandering through the ravine here? This is reminds me of pictures you see of forests that are unspoiled by man's touch. This is just gorgeous. Yep. Yeah, this is like Kim said, like the stuff calendars are made of. You could take pictures in here, and beautiful ravine running through here. And I'm guessing when they get real heavy rains, there's probably a lot of water coming down through here, because it drains a pretty big area. Wow, it is just beautiful out here. Almost feels like the temperature's starting to drop just a little in the evening, and that feels great. Another ravine that feeds into this one, so when the water's coming from both directions, you know it's really going to be boiling down through there. When we look back down the hill, you can see there's the river trail there. And we're headed away from that. Like I said, I know I've never been this far back in here before. This is a fairly new bridge right up ahead of us here. Looks to me like this is less than a year old. This is new construction. Treated lumber, of course. Yeah, you can even smell it. It's so new, you can smell it. Very nice.
They get the lumber back in.
Yeah, you know, can you imagine having to haul that lumber all the way back in here to build that bridge? Just like when I was up above Dunning Springs on our other little trip, hauling all that stuff up that hill. Because there's no easy way to get here. There's no road anywhere close to where we are right here. Oh, this is just almost magical. Sunlight coming down through the trees. Now we're going uphill. You can hear me start to breathe hard here. Very steep.
That would be a muddy mess.
Yeah. There is no rock on the trail here. It would just be mud. See another bridge here. Turns and switches back. Goes up that way. So we're still not completely at the top of the hill here. There's that ravine shooting downhill. I'm going to be real interested to see where this ends. Not too many places around Decorah that I haven't been, but this is definitely one of them. Look at this deer standing right here.
Two of them. Two of them.
Howdy. Don't mind us. We're just passing through.
Baby up there.
Yep. Her baby's just up the hill. She doesn't seem real worried. There she goes. This is wilderness up in here.
He's standing there. The baby.
Oh, really?
Right here.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if you can see the baby back in there. He's just not smart enough to know that he's supposed to be afraid. I think Decorah, this area has a lot of white-tailed deer also. Kim has seen them right in town. Little herd running around town. Getting a lot rougher here. You see the roots. So watch your footing a little bit more. Park property ends here.
Huh.
Trail continues on private land. Please walk safely. Okay. Huh. I'm just wondering how we're going to get back to our car. I'm guessing we're getting close to a mile from where we started. I can turn the camera back on me. Yeah, we've gone about close to 18 minutes. And off-road like this, probably 20 minutes per mile. About as fast as you could go. Pretty humid up in here. Yeah, we're getting, as you can see over here, we're getting very close to the top of the ridge now. I want you to stay on the trail. There's really no place else to go.
They bring that lumber in from.
Yeah, I have no idea. They would have to bring that lumber in on the trail, I would think. So that's a real good question. There were some big 2x12s. Those would be heavy. And you know, there's not room on this trail for any kind of an ATV or anything like that. So it would be literally by hand. I've never been on the Appalachian Trail, but I'm guessing some of it might look a lot like this. Just pretty spectacular. Lots of different kind of trees. It looks like they kind of work to keep the trail groomed a little bit. And they probably check for things like poison ivy and things like that. But now we're going down. Yep. I still really have almost no idea where we are. My head is telling me that we have to be close to the cut, don't we?
Yeah. Oh, we're beyond that.
Well,
Highway,
well, yeah, we can't be beyond the cut because we would have had to go over it. Kim mentioned you can start hearing highway sounds. Okay, here we're coming up to the end of the trail, I would guess. Oh, and when I say the end of the trail, I mean a fence. Okay, it's just going to loop back. So right down below us here is where they made the new cut for the bicycle trail. Now it's going to switch back on itself and really start to go downhill. It's going to be interesting to see where this comes out. You want to keep going?
Sure.
Okay. We're committed now. Yeah, we're really going downhill. I don't know if you can tell how steep that last section was, but that's where we came from. So we're dropping fast. Starting to see some signs of civilization here. Okay, we're going to come out. We're going to come out on those switchbacks, Kim. Isn't that something? I never knew this was here like this. So we head back down.
So before it must have just gone down to the...
Yep, that's exactly what's going to happen. We're going to come out right next to our campsite. Back and forth. So what we're seeing here, a little sign that says trail. What you're seeing down below us here is the new Trout Run Trail switchbacks that lead down to the campground. Now that's why you never see it, because it just kind of almost hidden entrance here.
Why we went that way and not up this way?
Oh yeah. It's a lot easier to start at the top and go down. So there it is. Phelps Park Trail. I've never seen that sign before.
Mile 10.
Yeah. So we're now on the Trout Run Trail. There's a house right here, beautiful home. And this kind of switches back and forth and ends up down at the campground. So there you go. That's pretty fun to find a new place that I haven't seen before. These switchbacks were part of a very expensive part of the trail where they had to figure out how to get from down by the river clear up through this cut.
There's a nice view. And also the wind turbine. Oh, there's a bench right there.
Yeah. So what we're looking at here is the campground just below the wind turbine. You can't even see that there's a campground there. Luther College straight ahead. And if you go down to where you see this little stop sign and take a right at the bottom of these are called switchbacks. And that's what makes it easier to take a bicycle or to walk rather than trying to go straight down this hill. You just can't because the water would wash it out. But if you take a right down at the stop sign, you'll be right on the river trail. And there's that yellow house that we came out just above their property. You see this massive block wall that they had to build to hold all these switchbacks. Beautiful view of the Oneota Valley here. And this old bridge here is above the cut. See some people on bicycles coming out. They're coming right out of the campground there. And that's where our campsite is.
You filmed the cut before?
Yeah, I think we've seen the cut before. So, that's probably about it. About a 25-minute little journey. Fairly difficult at times, but almost anybody could do it walking. There are some places where Kim and I were saying we'd be afraid to take little kids on it because, you know, sometimes they kind of wander off by themselves. There's some pretty nasty drops. Okay, well, that was fun. Glad you came along with us. Thanks for coming. We'll see you next time. Be safe.